I have this information that among the importation documents also is the classification of goods. Do you confirm this?
Yes, Your Honor.
And among the classification of goods, kasama po dyan yung general merchandise.
Yes, ma'am. Diyan yung general merchandise po, yun yung medyo magulo kasi there's so many commodities that's classified general merchandise. So diyan po tayo nagkakaroon ng maraming problema sa ating peer.
Can you please enlighten us, Commissioner? Ano po ba yung problemang na-generate nitong classification na general merchandise?
Mag-import ng, let's say, mga non-branded sapatos, mga damit, pero hahaluan na yan ng kung ano-ano na high-end commodity or prohibited commodities. Usually, doon sa general merchandise, tayo nagkakaroon ng problema. So, pinapasok na nila doon yung mga So, hindi siya nakalista doon sa packing list nila. Talagang doon sa general merchandise, yun po yung madalas maabuso ng importer. And the brokers, sometimes the brokers, they really don't care kung ano yung laman ng containers. So, yan po yung nagkaroon tayo ng, that's where the corruption and so many other problems come into play, yung sa general merchandise.
Commissioner, I will go back to you. Mr. Taguba, I remember during your previous testimony, you made mention of general merchandise in relation to TARA system. Can you enlighten us on this?
Your Honor, yung general merchandise po, iba-iba po kasing may-ari nun. So,
iba-iba ang may-ari.
Opo. Yung isang container, pwedeng may footwear, pwedeng may kitchenware. So, iba-iba. Hindi naman siya kontrabando, pero hindi siya dinedeclare kasi mahaba eh. Pag i-declare mo siya, ang may-ari ng container, ay yung may-ari ng produkto, sobrang dami ng laman ng isang container eh. So, hahaba yung ililist mong items. So, ang ginagawa, pag general merchandise, pipili na lang ng ilan na papayagan naman ng BOC. So, yun na lang i-declare.
In other words, mayroong nakalista, mayroong hindi.
Yes. General description po.
And for some whose intention really is to engage in importation of contraband, sinasadya nila na gamitin classification yung general merchandise para mailusot those which are prohibited.
Magagamit po siya sa...
Like
pwede po.
Yun bang 6.4 billion, if you still remember, Mr. Taguba, was it classified also as general merchandise?
Pwede ko po bang i-clarify muna yung sinabi ni Commissioner Faildon?
Yes.
Okay lang po.
Commissioner Faildon, let me continue with the process, please. Once all these documents for importation are submitted to BOC, ano po bang sunod na gagawin? Let us say that the importation are already loaded in the cargo vessel, in the process of being shipped to the Philippines. What should be the next step?
Excuse me, Congresswoman Luis, I believe your question earlier about the system that you asked Mr. Taguba, I think he's ready to
give the answer?
To give the answer to you before we ask another opinion from Commissioner Faildon. So,
Your Honor, Your Honor, nasa akin na yung pangalan ng importer. So, I would like to say it now. Yung tinanong nyo kanina, Your Honor, kung sino yung nag-import.
Okay, sige, ganito muna. You hold on to your horses, Mark. Let us listen first to Commissioner Faildon. Sige, Commissioner.
Yung importer po, ma'am, is a company na EMT Trading.
EMT Trading?
Yes, ma'am. And yung registered owner ay si Irene May Tatad. Nakakulong po yata ito ngayon, Your Honor. I would like Mr. Taguba to correct me if I'm wrong because I think siya yung I think he knows it.
Okay,
so
sige.
Kung mali yung aking sinabi, I would...
So ang consignee dun sa importation na yon ay EMT Trading. Tama, Commissioner?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
The registered owner is Irene May Tatad. I'm sure Mr. Taguba may clarify this if this is wrong or not. Your Honors, thank you.
So earlier, si Congresswoman Luistro asked a question to Mr. Taguba with regards to the sistema, no? Yung sistema, paano dinideclare ang goods kung ang laman ay sige, please continue.
Yes po, Your Honor. Pero po, ang tanong po ni Anpon ay kung yung ba ay doon galing sa container na yon. Naalala ko po kasi sinabi lang kanina ni former Commissioner Faildon na merong information from China. So, meron pong nag-testify sa court, taga-BOC, si Rainier Ragos po. Ang tinestify po niya sa court is yung warehouse po, kung saan po yung natagpo. Wala pong container na nakalagay doon sa text message na yun.
Excuse me, Mark. Anong ibig mong sabihin? Yung may-ari ng warehouse, ang consignee?
Na yung sinasabi po niyang information from China.
So, an information was shared to Commissioner Faildon, no? By your counterpart from China. And the information was, merong ang warehouse.
Yun po ang information. Pero ang sabi po kasi kanina ni former Commissioner File doon, merong container number na binigay. Pero doon po sa korte na nag-testify po itong si Ranger Ragos, wala pong container number. Kasi text message po yun eh. Warehouse lang po.
Mr. Chair, I wish to be
Please proceed.
clarified. Mark, yun bang nahuli sa warehouse, container ba yun or yung metallic cylinder lang?
Yun po, metallic cylinder lang po.
Wala na yung container.
Wala na po, ito po yung timeline po niya. Na-deliver yung container May 24, nagka-raid na siya, May 26 na siya.
In other words, the other merchandise inside this MCLU 600 1881 were delivered actually to their respective owners. And it was the metallic cylinder only which was discovered in the warehouse in Valenzuela.
Pero pwede ko rin pong sabihin na pwedeng hindi doon ang galing yung metal cylinder dahil hindi naman nakita yung unloading. Pag tinignan niyo po yung logbook nila, may mga ibang container na na-deliver doon. So, sa tingin ko, na ituro lang yung container na yun, meron din akong text message no, na galing kay Kenneth Dong na nung araw na yun mismo. Nanghihingi siya ng dokumento nung container number na MCLU 600-1881. Tinanong ko siya kung bakit, pero hindi na siya nag-reply. Ako naman, dahil parang wala naman sa akin yun, binigay ko na lang. Ang duda ko kasi, yun yung naging dahilan kaya naituro yung container na yun eh. Siguro kung hindi ako nagbigay ng dokumento na yun, nung time na yun, baka hindi yun yung naiturong container.
Would you know the reason why Kenneth Dong was asking for the documents of that particular container?
Si Kenneth Dong po kasi, middleman lang po siya. So, ang may-ari po kasi ng warehouse is si Richard Tan. Pero hindi kilala ni Kenneth Dong si Richard Tan, si Manny Lee lang. So, may middleman pa uli. Kung hindi po ako nagkakamali, nag-hearing na po sa Senate ito noon, nang hingi ng dokumento si Manny Lee sa kanya. Ito, itong MCLU 600-1881. So siya naman, hiningi rin niya sa akin, parang ano lang. Tapos binigay ko sa kanya, binigay niya kay Manny Lee. Ayun, siguro nakarating kay Richard Tan. Yun ay naituro na container. So, hindi ko, ano lang po ito parang assumption ko lang po, theory ko lang po. Kasi wala namang container na natagpuan doon eh, mga cylinder lang po.
Was this container ever discovered during that time? Kung nasan itong container na to?
Ano po eh, wala na po yung container doon eh, nung 2 araw na nakakalipas eh. So, ang nakita na lang doon is yung mga metal cylinder na may nakalagay nga doon na, na papel, yung Fidel Anoche D. Yun na yung pinagbasihan nila.
But do you confirm that that container, the shipment inside that container was classified as general merchandise?
Yes, Your Honor.
Kasi per your narration, kapag general merchandise, maraming may-ari, various types of goods. But I wish to emphasize what you said, na pwede yung metallic cylinder ay hindi naman ang galing dun sa container na iyon. Kasi wala ng container na nakita sa loob ng warehouse.
Wala po, hindi po. Wala
If that
po
is the case, Mr. Taguba, what therefore was the basis why you were made accountable for the metallic cylinder when there is no proof that that is one of the contents of that container?
Yun po. Yung packing list naman, kailanman di ko nakita itong packing list na ito eh.
Does the packing list mentions about metallic cylinder?
Wala po. Yung sinasabi kong packing list, yung ANHI packing list, hindi po siya official document. Kailanman di ko siya nakita. Hindi siya sinabit sa BOC. Ang nakakaalam lang nito is si Manny Lee, si Richard Tan, na yun, di umano, merong metal cylinder.
And I remember you also testified before na you have a packing list with a stamp of the BOC and another packing list was produced during the hearing in the court without the stamp of the BOC. And that was the one which was appreciated by the court.
Yun po yung nangyari.
Do you still have with you the packing list with the stamp of the BOC?
Ano na lang po, Xerox copy na lang po.
But it still bear the stamp of the BOC?
Yes po, inano naman siya, verify po siya ng BOC na si Dennis Maniego na ito ay totoong dokumento. So, kahit wala yung original copy kasi sinasubmit syempre sa BOC, kahit Xerox copy lang siya, pinatunayan naman na totoo ito. At gusto ko lang din iklaro yung AFTA. So, ito po yung isang special permit din po ito. Hindi naman permit, kumbaga, para makabawas sa tax. So, ASEAN-China Free Trade Agreement, hindi po ako nagkakamali. Yun po ay may tatak po ng Quarantine Bureau ng China na in-inspect po siya. At gusto ko lang din sabihin na, katulad din sa Pilipinas, hindi lahat ng container ini-inspect. So, swerte rin siya at na-inspect siya. So, dapat talaga, yung korte, nung in-assess niya, dapat pinanigan niya yung aming dokumento kaysa dun sa informal
What do you
packing list
mean
na
when
yun.
you said swerte siya, na-inspect siya?
Hindi po lahat ng container na i-inspect. Ganon din po. Hindi, Ganun talaga. Sobrang daming container. So siya, na-inspect siya. Meron siya tatak ng Quarantine Bureau. Pinatunayan sa korte na totoo yun. Sa
You're
kasamaang-
referring to this MCU 1881?
Yes, yes. Your Honor.
Okay. And then?
Sa kasamaang palad, ang pinanigan ng korte is yung unhigh packing list, na informal packing list na hindi naman sinabmit sa Bureau of Customs. So yun, hanggang ngayon, nilalaban namin yun. Nag-motion for reconsideration kami with motion to inhibit.
So you anchored your, one of the arguments where you anchored your motion for reconsideration is the non-appreciation of the packing list with the stamp of the BOC.
Yes. Pinaka
Okay.
number 1 po.
Mr. Chair, may I continue?
You have 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Commissioner Faeldon, I recall there's such a thing as declaration of goods with the BOC. Ano po ito, Commissioner?
In paper, I think the declaration of goods is the packing documents where you specify there what are these commodities you're importing and the quantity of each commodity that you'll be importing.
I'm sorry, sir, but based on my research, this is different from the packing list. So what distinguishes a good declaration from a packing list? Based on my information, ito daw pong good declaration na ito ay isinasubmit sa BOC within certain number of days before the arrival of the shipment.
I would like to ask help from the expert if what's the difference between the two, Your Honor.
I see. And based on your knowledge, Commissioner Faeldon, ano bang purpose nitong good declaration?
Well, in the term itself, that is to give a truthful declaration of what is the importation you're bringing, what is this goods you're importing to the country. I think that's the purpose.
Perhaps it describes also the type of goods and the quantity and
Exactly.
the value.
That's why my assumption is this is the packing list, because that is where the specific type of good quantity is being declared.
Tama po bang sabihin, Commissioner Faeldon, na on the basis of this declaration of goods, the BOC is able to determine whether it will go through the yellow lane, the green lane, or the red lane? Does this good declaration has something to do with the lane where the shipment will go through?
Yes, ma'am. There's an office in the customs that does the vetting of those declaration of good. It is our risk management office. Once all those documents were submitted to the customs, they will start to run that into our system, whether this importation will pass through the physical inspection upon arrival in our ports, or X-ray, or will go to the fast lanes. So it's another office that does the vetting of those actual importation. Our office is called Risk Management Office, Your Honor.
Let me go back to Mr. Taguba. Is it on this stage that the process or the system in the BOC is being manipulated by the TARA system?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
And which office is responsible to determine under which lane the shipment must go through?
Yung mga, ano po ba yan? Mga yellow lane, red lane, green lane. RMO po ata.
Anong tawag po sa opisina?
RMO.
Ano pong ibig sabihin ng opisina na yon?
Risk Management Office. Kung di po ako nagkakamali.
So this is the same risk management office that was mentioned by Commissioner Faeldon. Mr. Chair, considering the vital information, I believe, which can be shared by the RMO with respect to the alleged manipulation of this yellow lane, green lane, red lane in relation to the TARA system, I humbly move that we invite for our next hearing the head of the Risk Management Office of the BOC.